What is a purchase under $50 you made that has totally changed your life for the better? Once I started using an electric toothbrush, I could never ever return to using a manual one. I agree. Once I started using your toothbrush, I couldn't go back to a manual one either. I came to say this. I love my Sonicare and it's helped my gums a lot. And you don't need the most expensive model. I love my $29 Philips one. A laptop stand and external keyboard. So much less back pain. I've been a PC gamer my whole life. Had to learn about proper monitor, chair, desk, keyboard and mouse placement, otherwise I'd get terrible elbow, wrist, back pain and numbness. At work I joke I'm an ergonomics consultant and point out to people when I see them sitting in terrible positions. Do not use your laptop monitor even if it's just for your emails, especially when you have two monitors there. The top of your monitor should be at a level that means push out, pull in, or raise the monitor as needed, and back straight, arms at rest on the keyboard and mouse, shoulders rested, not too high, not too low, and spend money on a good chair. If you sit for 6 to 10 hours a day, it needs to be a good chair. $300, $400. People willing to spend good money on a bed, but not at their workstation. In some cases you spend more time there than in bed. Regarding the whole good chair, 6 to 8 hours days concept, I can confirm this applies to all thing you use all day. I'm in construction, I wear work boots for 10 hours a day. Cheap work boots will cripple you. Good quality work boots will make your best non-workwear shoes feel like ill-fitting passes and are worth the extra money 100% of the time. My wife complained about her shoulders being sore. I stopped by her cube one day and saw her hunched over, looking at her tiny laptop screen and using her tiny keyboard and touchpad. She had a dock and external monitor she did not like to use. 10-foot long phone charger cord. Being able to charge a phone and use it at the same time are the reason I've always found those surface chargers to be idiotic. Holy shit, it's a game changer. Those extra feet add so much convenience. That's what I said after my Chernobyl vacation. A pillow. I've reached the age where sleeping wrong or even certain yawns make me feel incapacitated. A better pillow than the cheap ones sold at Walmart has made a big difference. I've bought 10 different expensive pillows, none has worked for me. I just can't seem to find the right pillow. I've spent maybe $1,000 so far on pillows I never use. I am cursed. Piggybacking onto this, if you're reading this and you're a side sleeper, get a nice firm body pillow to lay a leg up and over. No more back torsion that you hold for hours on end. Invest in your sleep, folks. Not only is it important for tomorrow's health, it's important way on down the line, too. I've always been told to spend the most money on things that are in between you and the ground. Shoes, bed, vehicle tires, etc. Well worth the money. I bought my cat for $20. She brings a lot of joy and pain to my life. Cat tax? I got her from the shelter. They require a $20 fee that goes towards keeping them running. My two were free, but I live in Asia so I only know maybe one person who bought their pet. My two were from a litter from a factory cat. The boss didn't want to deal with kittens so gave them all to a lady who works at fostering and rehoming cats. The litter was huge. I've seen pictures. My two were the final two and I actually only wanted one. She brought them both on a Friday to my home. I took one. On the Monday he looked so tiny and scared when I needed to go to work. So I got two cats. I didn't know about bonded pairs back then. These are my first cats, and my fiancé says they're the most well-behaved cats he's ever met. $16 Panini press. Makes boring lunch sandwich into super tasty awesome lunch sandwich. I gotta stop using 2 cast iron pans. 2 cast irons, done properly, is every bit as good as a panini press, if not better. But the cleanup is 1 billion times worse, so spend the $16 lol. We have them at work and I realized this week they're also great for making eggs in a nest, toads in a hole, whatever you call them. It's where you remove some of the center of the bread, and crack an egg in the opening. A really fun and easy hot breakfast at work. A 4-pack of smart plugs. I like to sleep with a fan on. I like the white noise, and I like feeling the breeze on me. But inevitably, morning comes, and it's chilly, and the fan makes me feel like I'm freezing. So I sit under the covers shivering, because getting out of the covers to turn the fan off would mean I'd be even more cold between the time I pulled back the covers and walked over to the fan. So I'd just sit there and shiver. Last week, on a whim, I bought some of those smart plugs. Now I can turn the fan off from my bed using my smartphone. I love it. Also put them on a schedule so they turn off on their own. This is my favorite thing about smart stuff. Most of my light bulbs are smart bulbs, set to schedules, so I don't have to think about turning lights on and on at all during the day, and I don't have to worry about forgetting to turn them off when I leave a room or go to bed. If you happen to have one of those voice assistants in your house, you can connect the plugs and turn off the fan even easier. I have one connected to my lamp, and almost all of my lights are connected to the Wi-Fi. Portable battery. I love never having to worry about my phone dying. I have 2 solar chargers sitting in the window soaking up the sun. I now have 2 because my husband bogarted mine during our last power outage. Around $20 each on Amazon. I have like 4 and regret nothing. I bring one with me everywhere, fits easily in any of my bags. I bring all 4 when going camping because when I haven't, I'm like, okay, I'll charge my stuff when the generator is on, but then forget to and miss my moment. So useful. I have like 16 because I use them to power portable LEDs for something else. Handy when I travel because I can just grab a few and throw them in my bag. A few years into being disabled and being really depressed about not being able to work or earn as much money as I used to, I got a pet crested gecko for $40. It soon had me wrapped around its little sticky toe/finger. Basically, I got to know the species. When oh no, it's stupid, I love it. And now I'm a full-time private breeder of New Caledonian gecko species, working on discovering new genetic traits and teaching folks why reptiles aren't all slimy or scary. Some are just derpy little fruit-eating livestock puppets who share a single brain cell amongst the entire species. I love my geckos less than 3. They became my passion and are what gets me up each day. I am a new mommy to a Cresty and I'm totally in love. He doesn't like to be held, but when I see him being so dumb and just smiling at me, I absolutely melt. They are the best. As a herpetologist, seeing lizards on this list has made my entire heart happy, and I love that you became a gecko breeder. This is such a lovely story. I don't have a Cresty, but my life-saving lizard is a Savannah monitor that I got for free as a rescue about 10 years ago. He would absolutely die in the wild, and I would probably have died without him, and I'm glad we found each other, and that you have your geckos. Maybe not totally changed it for the better, but it's probably my least expensive hobby. I got a copy of the Sibley Guide to Birds for $35 in the year 2000. Sits here on my table next to me right now, gets used a lot. Bird watching is a hobby you can do almost anywhere you go, gets you outside. I'm not big into it, or anything, just casual. Fui you don't watch the birds. I mean, you do a little, but the fun thing is identify them. Finding new ones you've never seen before, identifying the songs and calls, that kind of thing. Typically you don't carry the book. If the course of your normal day, if you run across a bird that you don't recognize, you make mental notes. Something like it has a gray belly, a tuft, it's the size of a robin, ect. Then later when you get home you get the book out and figure out what you just saw. Once you get it, you mark it off your list. It's a little like detective work, puzzle-like. Bird watching is like Pokemon in real life. Have you heard of the Merlin app? I think you would really enjoy it. You can take a picture or record their calls and it will try to recognize the bird. You can listen to calls of all types of birds and read about them right in the app. You can save the birds you have seen to a list. Best of all, by doing this you help the scientists behind it recognize migration patterns, etc. Just wanted to share with a fellow bird enthusiast. I was just going to post this. The Merlin app allowed me to record and identify all of the birds in my yard. It's a lot of fun. Bidet. It wouldn't be a Reddit Ask thread if there wasn't someone trying to sell you a bidet. I don't disagree. It's just you find this comment squeezed in everywhere. How can I smell better? Bidet. How do I relieve stress? Bidet. How do we stop climate change? Apparently with a bidet. We finally got one and I'll never have a toilet without one from now on. Cuts down on TP and cleans you up nicely. Plus ours was a super easy setup. The only thing that I don't like is turning the knob knowing at some point I'm gonna get cold water up the wazoo. Upvote specifically because of wazoo. My dog. $25 bucks from the shelter almost 10 years ago. Love that bastard. I really like this answer. Shit costs around $350, $500 where I am. Plus a crazy pre-screening routine, background check. Am blown away / jealous to hear a $25 cost. $1 back scratcher. My wife's best line is you never know how much your back itches until someone scratches it. I laugh every time. Butt scratcher? Back in 2003 a breeder was practically giving away kittens that came out with genetic flaws. We adopted a Russian blue with just a stump of a tail for $25. Best money we ever spent. Smoke was a super intelligent and very loving cat. He ruled the house with an iron paw and a velvet glove and we loved every inch of him. In 2021 he developed pancreatic cancer and we had to help him over the Rainbow Bridge. Sorry, I'm tearing up remembering that day. We miss you, Smoke. Keep St. Peter in line until we can get there and see you again. Not me, tearing up as I read this sitting with my cat. Smoke sounds like he was a treasure and that he was so well loved by y'all. Rip Smoke. May tales of your escapades live on in perpetuity. Perpetuity. Waterpick. Saved me thousands of dollars in dental bills. No more gum chewing in excess, root canals, or bleeding gums. Pick is Dutch for wiener/dong/piener, so it sounds a bit weird to me, haha. Water dong. I really wanted to like this thing, but it straight up hurts to use no matter how much I try to get it right. I have to stick to the old school string floss. A little spatula to put diaper cream on my baby's butt. No more diaper cream under my nails. I bought a little silicone frosting spatula from Walmart. It was like 97 cents and worked great. Greater than diaper cream under my nails. Probably my second biggest worry about substances making their way under there, but hey. Poop washes off easily, the cream sticks around forever. Average Jim Goer here. I remember the first pair of Bluetooth, so wireless, in-ears I bought and I loathe them. They're not made anymore and I upgraded since then, but man, what a change. Being able to run on a treadmill and not fear that you'll catch the cord of your headphones is spectacular. I use mine when farming. It's so nice to be able to jump out of the tractor and not get the buds ripped out. Something similar happened to me on the CTA train in Chicago. It was a packed car and a girl with a backpack was upset I couldn't give her more space while trying to get out. She had plenty, and there was nowhere to go. As she was passing me, she turned quickly so her backpack hit me as she passed. My headphone cords must have got caught on something as the buds ripped from my ear and the plug out my phone. What's worse is that it got caught in her backpack and the doors closed just as she exited. Bye-bye headphones. I was just glad someone else saw it and was able to laugh with me. Handheld vacuum cleaner. Those suck. I had to get rid of mine. It was just collecting dust. On this topic, a $250 500 purchase that will change one's life is also a vacuum. A powerful cordless vacuum of good quality was a paradigm shift for me, keeping our floors clean. Nose hair trimmer. Holy hell, what a difference after almost 34 years never using one. Just don't trim them all. We need some nose hairs to filter out bad stuff. My gods, you're 100% right. Ears, nose, eyebrows, no plucking. Simple. Got one for my brother for his 30th birthday. I told him, this is a gag gift until it isn't. I was checking out at a Dollar General and saw one on the shelf while standing in line. Could not believe the results. LMFAO. Hear me out. A good trash can. A nice kitchen trash can with foot pedal that works well. Nothing too fancy. Just nice to have things you use every day be smooth and functioning. Yes, I've got a simple human and love it. Contributes a lot to my life oddly. No chance that was under $50. I have one that's motion sensing and it's been so amazing. Air purifiers and plants, especially in my home office. The local air quality is not as badly polluted as major cities, still not great though, but a couple of cheap air purifiers and couple of snake plants made a huge difference to the air quality at home. Definitely worth the purchase. The science shows that you would have to have dozens of snake plants to get even the smallest amount of air purification. A few snake plants won't do anything. I got a decent air purifier half off because of a rebate from my utility company. Pretty sweet. Insoles. When you've got a job that has you on your feet all day, you owe it to yourself to get a good pair of shoes and some solid comfortable insoles. I've been thinking about getting a pair for my hiking boots. I do long multi-day treks, and have very flat feet. Might have to get custom made. I am gonna piggyback. I bought my husband compression socks cause he works on his feet and has bad knees, and he says they changed his life. My reading light. Instead of getting stoned and bringing my laptop to bed with me every night, I now reach for a book. My sleep has been much better. There are still some nights where I go with the former but not as often as before. Boyer BR60 Insect Sting and Bite Relief. It's a little gadget that you push up against a mosquito/bug bite, press a button, and it gets really hot for a couple seconds. It's more effective at reducing the intensity, size, and itchiness of mosquito bites than literally anything else I've tried. It works because the heat will denature the proteins that cause irritation and because the heat helps with the swelling/inflammation too. The faster you use it after a bite, the more effective it will be, and if you catch it early enough it can even nearly eliminate the reaction to a bite, but even if you don't use it soon after, it'll help bites feel a lot better for a bit. When I moved across the country, My immune system did not like the mosquitoes in the new area, and would react strongly to any bites. I'd get golf ball-sized bites that left bruises for weeks. I avoided going outside for fear of bites, and the bites I did get got in the way of sleeping well or enjoying things. This little $25 gadget is the most life-changing a single purchase has ever been for me. Bites are way less big of a deal for me now. If mosquito bites are really bad for you, I would strongly recommend it. I never did understand what everyone was always complaining about regarding mosquitoes until I saw my coworker get those same swollen bites the size of golf balls. Poor girl was miserable, and I spent half the night up with her rubbing ice on her back. They don't bite me, and when they do, I don't have a reaction. Never have. Not allergic to poison ivy or oak either. Trust me, the coworker in question has punched me enough for everyone. This is so funny to read. I live in the UK and I have one of these, but it's called a bite away. Anyway, my sister is staying and got bitten tonight, so I told her about how it has changed my life. Before I would get so itchy and being bitten was so stressful. Now I literally don't care. We call it the Sizzler. Edit used it on her and she is a convert. My first vibrator. This and then upgrade to a Hitachi magic wand and holy orgasm Batman. Why isn't this higher in the comments? Probably because Reddit is mostly male dominated, and they don't know how much of an improvement it is. Magnet for dishwasher that flips around to say dirty or clean. Our dishwasher controls are terrible, but at least it has a visible light on the front. Yellow while running, blue when finished. We use a laminated piece of paper that says clean and put it on the counter above the washer when we start the load. That way we can open the door after the cycle to let the dishes air dry and no one thinks they are dirty. Hide the clean sign when dishes are put away. No magnet required. If there are dishes in the dishwasher then it's dirty. My grandma. Packet of microwavable bacon. Let me explain. I met this absolutely beautiful woman at work, sexy as all hell, whip smart, beautiful eyes, just an all-around knockout. We get to talking and I find out she has 2 dogs, one that she's had for almost 10 years. She tells me she's dumped guys her dog didn't like. It was a throwaway comment during a conversation about I don't know what. Fast forward a year, she dumped her boyfriend a few months ago, so I ask her out. I get a packet of microwave bacon, cook some up and put it a Ziploc in my jacket. When I go to pick her up, on my motorcycle, since she wanted a ride, before I get to her door I rub a little bacon on my left hand. She opens the door, I greet her and the dogs, both start to sniff and lick my hand. She makes a comment that her dog, the one she's had for 11 years now, has never taken to someone so quickly. She ducks inside to get her purse while I pet the dogs. As soon as she has her back turned I start feeding the dogs bacon pieces. Now the dogs love me. She comes back, the dogs are still loving on me like I'm some sort of doggy guru. Fast forward 22 years, we just had our 20th anniversary, 2 kids, and a bunch of dogs. I've never told her this story, but that packet of microwave bacon was the best investment I ever made. The fact that you made the effort to bribe the dogs is a green flag TBH. Plot twist, she saw him and know that if he went to that much trouble, he was a keeper. Amazing story. I was paying my therapist $150 a session to figure out why I believed there were monsters under my bed. She said 10 sessions minimum were necessary. Ouch. I finally told my favorite bartender about my embarrassing problem. He told me to cut the legs off my bed. So my answer is $7 for a saw. Problem solved. Reminds me of Scott Alexander's anecdote of the hair dryer incident. Basically goes that a woman was experiencing anxiety impacting her life from obsession over whether she unplugged her hairdryer or not. Treatment wasn't working, until someone came along and suggested she just unplug it and take it in the car with her to work. Sometimes the simple solutions work better than anything else. Bartender said modern problems require modern solutions. Squatty Potty. I love mine so much. I didn't realize how much of a difference it really made until I had to poop at my parents' house once and hated it. I have IBS and used to have to lie down to recover from the pain of bowel movements during really bad flares. I haven't had to do that since I bought the Squatty. It just takes so much less effort. I get teased for mine, but I'm 4 feet 11 inches and before I decided to try one I didn't realize just how uncomfortable I was and that oh hey not everyone is in pain from bodily functions. As a fellow short person, someone gave me a foldable footrest that's about 6 inches tall. It fits in my purse and I bring it to church, class, etc. and it's been a game changer for my back. The world is not made for those of us under 5 tall. Teapot. It helped wean me off of sodas and other sugary drinks, and while I do make my tea sweet I control the amount of sugar I put in. It's saved me lots of money in buying packages drinks and it's helped my teeth and my weight. Getting a SodaStream and just drinking fizzy water got me off soda so fast. Turns out I just like the bubbly acidic bite and not the sugary flavors. I just wish I could find a fizzy water that doesn't taste like bottled farts. I don't know how to describe it other than that.